Support for Mission Nonprofit is provided in part by Thurston Talk.
Hi, I'm Deborah Vinsel, and you're watching Mission Nonprofit. Each month, we connect with local organizations that are making a positive impact in our communities. In 2018, we showcased the inspiring work of our local nonprofits and government agencies. From environmental causes to social services, caring community members have helped make Thurston County a more vibrant, safe, and healthy area. Let's take a look back at the best of Mission Nonprofit in the last year. Thurston County residents regularly cite homelessness as a major problem facing our community today. We invited Chris Wells, the Executive Director of the United Way of Thurston County, to discuss the root causes and potential solutions.
So tell me about United Way.
All about it? Everything?
All about United Way as if I've never heard about it before, and what is the history of United Way specifically in Thurston County?
So I think one of the most common things that people don't understand about United Way is that we're local, right? People think of United Way as a big national or global organization and aren't really sure about what happens when they make a donation to United Way. So United Way of Thurston County has been serving these communities for 82 years. United Way as a global organization has been around for just over 140 years. So our local United Ways are independent dues-paying affiliates of our parent organization, which is United Way Worldwide. We recognize that health, education, and financial stability are the three foundational elements that are irretrievably bound to the success or failure of every person, every adult, every family, every economy, and every community. And when we successfully are able to address those three things, then we lift entire communities.
So what does that look like in Thurston County? What are those focus areas, and what are those specific challenges in Thurston County?
So one of the things that we really try to do is help frame conversations in community around those most urgent issues. So what I really like to do in these conversations about homelessness, when I ask that question, what is our most urgent priority in Thurston County? And that response is almost always homelessness. What I want to do then is really take a look at what the root causes are, because that's what we really have to do if we're ever going to solve this. So when we talk about homelessness in Thurston County, I would challenge us to start reframing that conversation. And I would say that homelessness is probably the most visible and distressing symptom of a much more chronic economic sickness with a deep education cure. Right? So if you're thinking of this in terms of what are the sicknesses in our communities and how do we raise up a healthy community, then homelessness is triage and ER. But there is a pipeline that feeds that crisis, and it's our job as an organization, as a United Way, to get to the root of what that crisis is that's feeding that visible symptom. And for us, we have a lot of data that's being gathered all over the county by different funders and different community stakeholders and local and state governments, and research that we're doing ourselves to produce quality data that's really going to paint a more comprehensive picture. Because when you're talking about challenges like homelessness and economic issues and education issues and systems and policy changes, you really have to understand the big picture.
The Olympia Beekeepers Association is a nonprofit organization that provides education, training, and support for beekeepers in Thurston County. They promote the management and interest of honeybees and other insects for production and pollination. 2018 was an exciting time for the association as they geared up to begin planning and construction on a new pollinator garden at the Port of Olympia. We caught up with former presidents Frank Scalaro and Laurie Pine to learn how they promote the management and interest of honeybees and other insects for production and pollination.
September is National Honey Month, And we've invited Frank Scalaro and Lori Pine from the Olympia Beekeepers Association to share how we can protect our local pollinators. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
I just want to share a brief apology to those that are watching that this is probably going to be peppered with bee jokes and puns. So just with that aside, tell us about the Olympia Beekeepers Association. What's your mission?
So the organization's mission is education, outreach, and camaraderie amongst the members. So we try to educate as much as we can, especially our members. And outreach, we have a lot of activities going on in the community. And then obviously with the membership, we get together and talk a lot about bees during our meetings. So, and even when the meeting's not going on.
Right, and you don't have to be a beekeeper to be a part of the association.
Right.
You know, anybody who has an interest or a love of bees is also an ideal candidate to be a member. And oftentimes people come just to learn more about bees.
Yeah, we have quite a few members that don't have hives at all.
Mm-hmm. It's an opportunity to bring knowledge and information about a tiny little insect that does so much for us every single day that we really depend on for food and for beauty, for life. And to be able to take those messages out and to bring them to kids and to other groups, and a lot more people are getting interested in bees and their importance, and so a lot more people are asking a lot more questions, and I think that's really good.
So you'd also mentioned the pollinator garden, and we do have some footage of that. So how about we go ahead and take a look?
I'm Colleen Lynch, and I'm a member of the Olympia Beekeepers Association.
I'm Ashley Nose, and I'm also a member of the Olympia Beekeepers Association. I took a class on beekeeping in college and loved it and fell in love with it and never got the opportunity to have my own bees, so I thought I'll join the club, get a mentor, make some friends, and learn about bees that way.
And I have mostly focused on plants, and through all the school with gardening and everything like that, it just felt like a natural next step to learn more about bees. So bees are mostly threatened by lack of habitat, lack of food, and the threat of pesticides. We plant all the same things in our farms, and then we spray them, and we are surprised when the bees are declining. We forget to leave flowers and wildflowers out for bees. We want everything to be perfectly mowed and all the same plants, and it really doesn't leave much for the wildlife.
The monoculture is a problem because they don't get a lot of diversity of food, and I mean, just like with us, if we eat all the same food all at one time, I mean, that's not healthy for us.
So if you only have corn that only blooms at one time, it's really mostly wind pollinated anyways, and you're just not giving much to the bees. We were offered a really great opportunity to take some of the grass away from the Port of Olympia and put in a pollinator garden, and we have started by drawing, and we are looking to the plants to put in and sourcing those and hoping to start planting right around early to mid-October.
And we've been talking to a lot of the local plant nurseries and hoping to get some native species and some good local varieties for all the bees. What I like about bees is kind of they've got kind of a public appeal right now. They're kind of cute, they're kind of furry, you associate them with flowers, everyone for the most part likes flowers. And it seems to be a really good way to raise awareness for the fact that we do have problems with monoculture and pesticide usage and just climate change in general.
What is a honeybee's favorite musician? Sting!
What is a bee's favorite haircut? A buzz cut! That's pretty bad too.
Yeah.
What do you think, Bob? Did you like it?
That was beautiful.
Yay!
This March, we had the opportunity to chat with members of the Washington Service Corps to discuss their role in placing volunteers in local organizations. We welcomed WSC members Mary Burcham and Shelby Meyenberg, as well as Program Coordinator Dave Reed. In 1983, the Washington State Legislature established the WSC to promote community service and support youth employment around the state. The WSC was the first program of its kind in the nation. A decade later, the federal government created the AmeriCorps National Service Program, looking at WSC as one of the models for that program's design. For 20 years, the WSC has run an AmeriCorps state program in which members are placed individually in small groups and large teams with organizations across the state. Let's take a look.
So I'm a service member in my second term at Capital Land Trust, and my title is the Restoration Coordinator. So it's my job to do stewardship activities on the land that Capital Land Trust protects for wildlife habitat, also some working farms. And so I am in charge of doing all of the outreach and recruiting for volunteers, and then actually implementing the work the day of. So we do everything from fall plantings, blackberry removal, mulching, some trail work as well. And we focus mostly in Thurston and Mason counties.
That sounds like a great opportunity for service.
It's amazing because I mean, you talk to so many different interesting people from all kinds of different backgrounds, and it's really great.
What about you, Shelby?
I'm a technology and resource navigator at WorkSource Thurston County. A lot of the people that come in to our office are people trying to receive or are currently receiving unemployment. A lot of the people that come in, they do have difficulties using the computer at times, and that's what I am there for. While serving, if someone needs help with formatting a resume, getting onto our website, worksourcewall.com, getting onto the unemployment site, I can help them get into those services and get what they need.
So those sound like two very disparate areas for service. So maybe we could talk about some of the variety of areas that Washington Service Corps
Sure.
works in.
Sure. So what we have is what are called focus areas. So nationally, with the Corporation for National Community Service, they have focus areas that they want to concentrate on in the communities around the United States. And for us, what we do is we kind of, some places might have, and other states might have one or two focus areas that they focus and concentrate on. We have 7. Okay. So we're kind of hitting everything across the board that we see and that we hear from our partner agencies out in the field.
And that's in Thurston County.
Well, this is all over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're statewide with members. So we have Healthy Futures, which is addressing issues in regards to health, nutrition, economic opportunity, which is assisting individuals with preparation to be ready to handle themselves in an economic world. Education, so we have members who are serving in schools. We also have individuals in my focus areas, which is environmental stewardship. So these are individuals who are doing environmental education and is also doing conservation side. And then we have the veterans and military families. The ones that we really focus on is getting veterans as volunteers with these organizations out around the state. And then we have disaster prep also, which is assisting community members in getting prepared for anything that could happen in regards to a disaster. And then we also have a youth focus. So we're trying to cover all of the different areas, and we do a pretty good job of that.
The Bridge Music Project is a Thurston County-based nonprofit organization which teaches at-risk youth how music can be used as tools to deal with life's challenges. The Bridge promotes the values of teamwork, accountability, leadership, collaboration, empathy, and self-understanding through songwriting workshops. To demonstrate the value and power of their work, young musician Gio the Poet shared his talent for words and a performance in the studio.
Yes, we are ready. All right, this is it. This is the take, okay? Let's go, guys. This is the take. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Make me swoon, make me sway with your arms, with your rhythm. Let us dance in the rain, in the war, in the prison. Rhythm. With your rhythm. Yet every little thing you do still makes me
Yeah, that one more time. stronger than the people in power. Yeah. It's power to the people. Power to the people, Stand strong. On behalf of all the people, I pledge to free them of evil. Release them from the chains and strengthen those who are feeble. Show them that the strength in numbers and we were made equal. Tell them how we're supposed to live great, kind, and keep it peaceful. You're my sister, you're my brother, regardless of your religion, your creed, and your skin color, man. Color's beautiful, don't listen to the other man. Power of the people is stronger than high command. I'm not the type to be judging covers, just ducking cover. The product of having no gun control just took another, and another again. How many more lives should be lost before it's put to an end? Man, this stuff's getting ridiculous. Lives are lost due to wickedness. We're holding funerals for kids whose opportunities were limitless. Another baby gone, another broken mom, her child taken away. It's quite sickening. Money rules over citizens. Ain't got a dollar to your name, nobody's listening. Knock me off of my christening. If money is the root of all evil, why do churches have you pitching in? Pick it in your pocket, don't pull out your wallet, donate an extra $1. After all, it's for the Holy Father. It's not hard to give hope to the hopeless. It's not hard to give a home to the homeless. If you just put your mind to it, you can get it done. There's people starving and shivering, needing some medicine. Some people lacking compassion, not sparing any crumbs. Couple dollars in your pockets to asking for half of one. Instead you lash out. Your ignorance causing bums, but they're not bums. No, they're not bums. They're human beings. And like you and like me, their life truly has meaning. Sisters and brothers, now what has come between us? Our youth is not corrupted and cops are killing for nothing. Gun violence is piling through the funeral doors. Everybody seems to be piled in. We got mothers crying in the churches cause they're hurting cause they lost their baby boy. Who's the ones their pride and joy? Love was taken away, leaving families left destroyed. And I wonder if the government is truly on the side. Their planes, they fly high, chemtrails up in the sky. I never knew why kings disrespect their queens. Their beauty is everything, they're rulers of everything. Mother Earth, Mother Nature, deserving of everything. And we're chopping down their confidence to boost their cockiness. Tell me, when do we start rocking this? I'm conscious this world we live in needs to find the love. And I know it's hard to see through the gun smoke and drugs, but for now I just think we need to stick together.
So good.
Thank
that
you.
was
Thank
so
you, thank
powerful,
you, thank
Gio.
You, thank you. Thank you.
Do you want to tell us about it?
So at this point, it was actually like maybe a couple months ago, I had woken up to hear that there was like some Syrian gas attack in Syria killing hundreds of people, and then at the time there was another school shooting, and I just kind of felt so fed up with how much evil and hate exists in the world, and I felt like I just had to make a song about, you know, the real world issues and what really bugged me, so this song was created.
I'm glad that the Bridge gave you an opportunity to do that. Can you tell us how you got started with that organization?
So the Bridge, I have a guardian who works closely with Bobby, and so she told me like, oh, there's this program that fits just you. You know, you're youth, you make music, and so you should get in contact with this guy. And so they directed me to Bobby Williams.
All right, Gio, could you tell me about the workshops at the Bridge? What do you learn there?
So at the Bridge, it's just like we have a whole bunch of like kids who like love to do music and like really want to learn how to write, rap, and sing. And so what we do is we have like at this point we have youth mentors, so youth who have been in the Bridge for like maybe 2 or 3 years who know what goes on in the Bridge, and we get to teach the kids how to write, structure their songs, stuff like that. But the workshops themselves, we break up into like maybe I think 4 or 5 different groups, one with each leader, and in those groups we pick a specific beat that group wants to use. And then for about, I think it's like 4 or 5 weeks, we spend time writing and structuring out and making a song out of that beat. It's really cool because the youth mentors and the the staff members, they're really cool. It's like a non-judgmental environment. It's really cool. It's a fun, loving place that I love to come to every single Thursday. We are located in the Flourish in Olympia.
Every Thursday?
Yes, ma'am.
And how long have you been involved in the program?
I've been in for 3 years now.
Okay, yeah, it shows. All that hard work shows. You
Thank
are
you so
a natural.
much. Thank you so much.
So what are your goals as a performer and an artist?
At this point, all that really matters to me is spreading the message of love, peace, and unity through my music. All I really care about is helping people, and if I can do that through what I love to do, then that's what I want to do for the rest of my life.
I really appreciate you coming on today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Do you want to share anything else with our audience while you have the mic?
Spread more love. Spread more peace. That's it. Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching. You can see Mission Nonprofit on Channel 77 on Sundays at 4:30 p.m., Tuesdays at 7 p.m., Thursdays at 7:30 p.m., and Saturdays at 6:30 p.m. You can also catch us online at tcmedia.org. See you next time.